we're finishing up our series on the workforce shortage by answering the question, where did all the workers go? Over the summer, there were well over 2 job openings for every 1 job seeker in Idaho. That number has only gone down just a little. A researcher I talked to said they haven't seen numbers like that in the past 50 years, and maybe ever, since the data doesn't go back much further. Let's break down even more numbers. Idaho's unemployment is low, 2.8%, and it has come down over the past 3 years. Unemployment tracks the number of people actually looking for a job. But look at the labor force participation rate. That actually tracks the amount of people working or looking for work. That's dropped almost 2 percentage points in the past 3 years, even as the unemployment rate has gone down. Craig Shaw with the Department of Labor says that means we'd have 27,700 more workers in the labor force if we were at 2019's rate. That means there's more than 27,000 Idahoans who left the workforce because they do not need to work. That's helping to drive this whole workforce shortage across all industries. Who are those 27,000 people? Who can afford not to work right now? Where did they go? Well, Shaw says it's not just a bunch of people who don't want to work. He says not all of them, but the largest portion of them are people in their late 50s and early 60s who retired early during the pandemic or later. Baby boomers who, he says, were faced with their own mortality during the pandemic, and thanks to the stimulus package helping the economy and great equity in their homes, they could afford to stop working.
So all those factors, and with the pandemic kind of making it like you only live once, might as well try, might as well go. You saw this kind of acceleration of retirements, and just I did a back of a napkin calculation, and really what that did is it accelerated our retirements by about 5 years. And so those aren't retirements that we weren't expecting to happen someday. They just were accelerated by about 5 years.
Again, that's a rough estimate, but we are about 5 years behind on replacing workers leaving the labor force for all those early retirements. There is no quick fix for that. Again, many of those workers are retired and they are not coming back. The immediate changes that can be made are on the employer side. Some industries are sticking with more remote work, which has helped them attract more people who need to work from home. Also, companies are embracing more automation. Essentially, the thing workers were worried about for decades, robots taking their jobs, now needs to happen, except it's more like robots filling empty positions.
It's like we were worried that was going to replace workers, and now it's kind of flipped over with we need, where are those robots, those types of things for consumers, where it's like they were supposed to be here by now already, right?
Shaw says that's the big thing to watch going forward, the innovation from employers, because that's how the economy will expand and hopefully overcome this workforce shortage. We have the rest of our series on the workforce shortage online right now at ktvb.com.